Good morning and welcome to Heroes Park. At this time I'd like to introduce the City of Palm Coast Fire Department Honor Guard for presentation of the colors. Would you please stand if you're able?
All set. Arms. Left. Right.
Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Present. Arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we'll have the Star Spangled Banner performed by Juhlya Willis. Please remain standing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Arms. Honor guard. Prepare to post. Post.
Please be seated. At this time, I'd like to recognize some of the distinguished guests that are joining us this morning. Undoubtedly, I will miss somebody, so if I do, please forgive me. Clerk of the Courts, Gail Wadsworth. Chairman of the County Commission, Alan Peterson. Commissioner Melissa Holland. Commissioner Nate McLaughlin. President of the Chamber of Commerce, Doug Baxter. County Administrator, Craig Coffey. Sheriff Don Fleming. City Council members, Vice Mayor Frank Meeker. Holsey Moorman. Mary DiStefano. Bill Lewis. And Council Member-elect Jason DiLorenzo. On a solemn commemorative day such as this, there are never enough thank yous or I'm sorry to go around to the hundreds of thousands of U.S. veterans who have served our country. It is not enough to simply say to a soldier who, when called to duty, must say farewell to a father, a mother, a son, a daughter, a wife, or a husband, wondering if they will ever see each other again. Every veteran has given at least several years of his or her life to our country. It's not enough to say we're sorry to a soldier for the pain and agony they've suffered being wounded in combat. The many Veterans Administration hospitals across our nation give testimony to the fact that too many of our veterans have given more much more than just time. It's not enough to feel the horror of combat as we watch on television or read about it in the newspapers. It is not enough to assume that our wounded veterans will receive high-quality, prompt medical care at no expense to their families. And lastly, Arlington Cemetery, the new Veterans Cemetery in Jacksonville, and the many others across our nation give silent testimony to the fact that many, many veterans have made the ultimate sacrifice. It's not enough that we gather here today, November 11th, 2011, to commemorate Veterans Day, while so many who have served our country cannot be with us. Therefore, on this day in Palm Coast, let's try to make it enough. Let's look directly into the face of anyone we know who has sacrificed their well-being so each of us can be well. Let's smile, shake their hand, and say, "You are my hero." Let's pull together as a Palm Coast community this morning to honor bravery and courage by listening to patriotic songs and by applauding speeches that acknowledge the soldiers of the American Armed Forces. Let's each of us cherish the freedom that we have come to expect. Indeed, let us unite in valuing and honoring all of the veterans of the United States of America with a smile, a handshake, a speech, a song, but most importantly, let us unite with love that comes from the deep respect within our souls. We are all neighbors, friends, and Palm Coast citizens. Today, however, we are more importantly Americans, joining here today as a free people thanks to the fearlessness and fortitude of our veterans and how they have fought for our freedom for hundreds of years. Let these words of praise emanate from our hearts, up through our chests, our throats, and out through our mouths. Let us put words to the feelings that overwhelm us. We are so grateful to all who have and will continue to serve our country with dignity and passion. In this universe, on this continent, in this country, in this state and county, alongside the ocean, and on this parkway, for those who have made these sacrifices for us, may their lives be blessed forever. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to read a letter from Jon L. Miker, Member of Congress. He regrets that he cannot be with us today, but he did send this letter. And it says, "Dear Mayor Netts, as you gather to remember those who have served our nation with honor and courage, let me say thank you for recognizing these heroes. Let us today on Veterans Day and every day thank the good Lord for the men and women who have served our armed forces for their incredible work and sacrifice. On this special occasion, let us pay tribute to all of our veterans who have made it possible for Americans to live in freedom. May God continue to bless our veterans and those in service to our nation, their families, and the United States." And it's signed most respectively, Jon L. Miker, Member of Congress. This time I'd like to call upon Brigadier General Retired Holsey Moorman for comments. Holsey.
Mayor Netts, City Council, County Commissioners, elected officials, good morning. Google the term national debt. You will quickly receive a search result for 28.7 million websites. Most deal with very serious issues of government overspending and the accumulation of more than 2 centuries of federal deficits. Yet very few bring up the biggest national debt of them all, which America owes to our veterans. Fewer than 10% of Americans can claim the title veteran. While the great military phrase uncommon valor was common virtue, has been so used it has almost become a cliche. We often repeat it, but it is no less true. We must ask ourselves as a nation, are we serving veterans even half as well as they served us? More than 1 million American men and women have given their lives for this country since our nation's founding. Our debt to these heroes can never be repaid, but for gratitude and respect must last forever. For many veterans, our nation was important enough for them to endure long separations from their families, missed birth of children, froze in sub-zero temperatures, baked in wild jungles, lost limbs, and far too often lost their lives. Since 1919, Americans have paused to remember service and sacrifice of men and women who have defended the American way of life. Our veterans have enlisted in peacetime and wartime, placing themselves in danger, serving with honor at difficult circumstances, and often making the ultimate sacrifice to keep our nation free. We owe a great debt to those who have assumed the ultimate responsibility of citizenship. We encourage you to thank those who served today and the generations who come before them. Take the time, not just today, but every day, to honor our fallen and wounded heroes. Remember the missing and recognize all who today are fighting to defend our country and our freedom. God bless you for being here. God bless our veterans. God bless America. Thank you.
Now I'd like to call upon Cecile GIGUERE, member of the Flagler Women's Club, for a tribute to our veterans.
I would also like to introduce Mary Luck, who is a very active member of our club. On behalf of the Flagler Women's Club, I'm here to present this card produced by Mary Luck and signed by our many members, expressing our gratitude to the service members and veterans of the Palm Coast Flagler County. Dear service members and veterans, we thank you for your service and many sacrifices that you have made so selflessly to protect us and our freedoms. Our thoughts are with you throughout the year. The Flagler Women's Club. America is beautiful because of the people like you. Thank you.
Now I'd like to ask Steve Lunsford from the Military Order of the Purple Heart to share a few words with us.
Thank you all for being here. I'm Steve Lunsford, and this is... Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm Steve Lunsford, and this is Felix Garcia. We're members of the Chapter 808 Military Order of the Purple Heart here in Flagler County. I want to thank the city of Palm Coast and Mayor Netts for giving us the space to erect our Purple Heart Monument, and you'll see it over there. And I'd like to thank Jeff and Christine Pretis for underwriting the majority of the money to buy this monument. They're Palm Coast residents. The city of Palm Coast has been gracious enough to allow us to replace the bricks that surround our monument with inscribed bricks. And I hate to use the word profit, but any monies that Chapter 808 makes to the sales of those bricks goes to not only to helping veterans in need and recognizing and helping the troops that continue to protect our country in Iraq and Afghanistan, but also for scholarships for the 2 JROTC programs at Matanzas High School and the Sergeant Zachary Walters Memorial Scholarship at Flagler Palm Coast High School. As you all know, Sergeant Walters lost his life in Afghanistan. He's a true hero. I hate to make this a sales pitch on such a solemn day as this, but anyone around the monument, basically around the perimeter of the monument, are the bricks honoring the Purple Heart recipients, the fallen and the wounded. And as we spread out, the bricks honor family members, loved ones. Anyone that would like to help us in our program, I have some forms available that we can fill out, and or that you can fill out and help us with our cause, helping the JROTC programs and the vets, both those that are taking lead for us now and those that are disadvantaged, run into hard times. So I won't take any more of your time, but thank you very much for being here. And God bless our troops that continue to fight for us, and God bless the United States of America.
It is my pleasure now to introduce the Matanzas High School Festival Choir.
stand beside and guide through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside and guide through the night with the light from above, from the mountain to the prairie to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet
Let's have another round of applause for these wonderful young men. As a conclusion to our program, I'd like to introduce the Matanzas JROTC program performing Armed Squad drill movements.
Arm. Leg. Face. Head a half step forward. Arm. Column right. March. Column half right. March. March time. March. Squad. Halt. Leg. Face. Order. Arms. 15 count manual arm movement. Move. Left shoulder, arms. Leg, face, forward, march. Rear, arms. Right flank, march. Right flank, march. Rear, march. Rear, march. Right flank, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Rear, march. Left flank, march. March. Mark time, march. Squad, halt. Leg, face. Order, arm. Hurry, rest.
That concludes our tribute to our heroes. Thank you for coming. I invite you to join at the county in front of their government services building for their 10 o'clock memorial service also. Again, thank you for coming. Have a wonderful day. God bless America.